morning, good afternoon, good evening. Those of you on TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook platform, I'm T. Clay. And we're in the 25th chapter of the book of Jubilees. Jubilees Chapter 25. Yes. We're getting there, but I'm not in a hurry. I'm enjoying the journey. Yes. Through all from Revelation all the way to Genesis, Exodus, Deuteronomy, Numbers, Leviticus. Yes, I have enjoyed the journey. And also being in the book of Enoch, really enjoyed that journey. It opened up a lot of insight and foresight. And the same thing with the book of Jubilees. It clarified a lot of things and filled in a lot of gaps that the 63 books, or should I say the 33 books, have left open. But anyway, let us pray. Oh, most holy Sanini Nanini, even the spirit that moved upon the water, God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, even Jacob, we thank you for all that you've done. We thank you for your many blessings. We thank you for all the things that you've caused to occur in the earth and to get us straight. That even in this day and time that we as men and women can understand and know you. Yes, who you are. And take you more seriously than even our ancestors have, because you have showed us that it can be very devastating. Oh, we ask you to get our minds, help us to get to that point where we just trust you, just like a person that would have a knife falling on their back, but yet they have to trust you to catch them before that knife stabs them. Oh, even in death as well as life, to trust you. As we go through this journey and things are hanging in the balance, and some of those nations that have subdued us and have caused themselves to be made proud and boisterous, we ask you to deal. But the fact is, we know it's going to happen. We know that we are going to have the victory, either in death or in life, and our children, as we teach them and show them, will not live in vain. And we thank you. Yes. And he prays, deliver me from the hands of evil spirits who have sway over the thoughts of men's hearts, and let them not lead me astray from thee, my God. Establish thou me and my seed forever, that we go not astray from henceforth and forevermore. A prayer of Abraham. Yes. In this day and time, men and women are led by spirits. Some of them reject them. Some of them don't. Some of them have walked out of their gender. They have done all kind of evil and everything else because of these spirits. Some of them can grow. They can deal with you from a child. They have nothing but time to do this thing, to test you. And then somewhere in your life, the Most High, even Tata and Zambi, Sanini Nanini, the I am that I am, Yahweh, Yahuwah, the Heya, have contacted you, but you reject them because you have allowed this. You have not even looked at the part that what I'm doing is wrong. Something in you tell you it's wrong. And many of us, we cannot see for looking. Blindness has happened unto the children of Jacob. Blindness. But not only so, but even more blindness have happened even to the Gentiles, to the point where they just use Jacob as a byword and a whipping post and even less than a dog. But either way, I digress. We thank God for you, and we thank God that this thing is about to come to pass. It's about to come to pass. But we're in chapter 25, and we're going to read from verse 1. Yes, verse 1. Verse 1, my friend, verse 1. Yes. And also, we thank God. We thank God for those of you who have been with us from the beginning. Hey, we know that you know just as much as I know. And we know that you know, and you have fathomed, you have discernment, wisdom. With wisdom comes discernment. Yes. And that wisdom, that spiritual wisdom that comes from God that we learn through his word, gives us discernment of spiritual things and gives us discernment whether the fruit is of God and is not of God. And we thank God for those of you who have moseyed along and come in and you're trying to catch up. But we thank God that you're trying to get that knowledge and trying to understand and know who the Most High is. Yes, and those of you that have just joined, we thank God for you. We ask you to catch up, but don't go so far back that you make yourself frustrated. And we thank God for you. And those that you about to join, yes, I clap my hand and praise to God for you. Yes. Yes. We are in an exciting time. Exciting time. Things are culminating. The continent is being made free. People are beginning to wake up. It seems like it's slow, but no, it's not. Those who God have destined of Jacob shall be with him. And the rest of the nations will have to come to Jacob in order to be saved. The judge that have came in the New Testament, Enoch calls him the elect. Moses calls him that prophet. He came and they've given him a status that's not his, and he knows it. There's nothing wrong with that. But the fact is that he will judge. And he will judge even as in the 33rd verse of chapter 24 of the book of Jubilees. He says that even with the Philistines, he's going to judge them in the day of judgment. Now he's given judgment. He knows what man have been through. He's been tempted with what man. He knows how much man can resist and how man just walks by his eyes, by pagan, by natural selection or whatever you want to call it. We are pagans. And that's one thing we have to verily fight against is the paganism that plagues us daily. Paganism. It plagues us daily. You sit up there and you call a person a pagan, they will get angry at you. Oh, you believe in one God. But either way, verse 25, chapter 25, verse 1. And in the second year of this week, in this Jubilee, Rebekah called Jacob her son and spake unto him, saying, My son, do not take thee a wife of the daughters of Canaan, as Esau thy brother. See, Esau was rebellious, and all that he did, he did more sacrifice rather than being obedient, trying to please his father. And found out that he was wrong. He didn't listen to his father. Some people can hear you, but don't hear you and do what they want to do anyway. They'll say, yeah, and go along with you and smile and everything. But next thing you know, they have crossed you or either stabbed you in your back. Yes, this is Esau. And he took of the daughters of Canaan, as Esau, thy brother, who took to him 2 wives of the daughter of Canaan. And they have embittered my soul with all their unclean deeds. They were pagans. For all their deeds are fornication. In other words, they was committing adultery on them. Lust, looking after other men and doing things that are unseemly before the Most High. And there is no righteousness with them, for their deeds are evil. And Esau, I don't know how long he stayed with them or whatever. In verse 2, he says, And I, my son, love thee exceedingly, and my heart and my affection bless thee every hour of the day and watch of the night. In other words, she saw what a wise son she had with Jacob. And even Abram saw that before his demise. And she said in verse 3, And now, my son, hearken to my voice and do the will of thy mother. That's nothing with a mother giving her wishes to her son. And rightly so, a mother knows. She knows what's wrong with the daughters of men, and she have been one of them. And she's seen them around her, whether she's righteous or not. And she tells her son not to do, she knows. A man knows a man, and a woman should know a woman. Especially if she sees them and she sees their attributes before her. And now, my son, hearken to my voice, and do the will of thy mother, and do not take to thee a wife of the daughter of this land. In other words, be with somebody that agree with you, old man, young man, older man who may have lost his wife. Be with those who are of the same mind. Be with those who walk in the same path. You might not never find them, but it's best to be alone than be in misery. He said, but only of the house of my father and of my father's kindreds wilt thou take thee a wife of the wife of my father. It had nothing to do with their color. It had nothing to do with nothing. It had something to do with their belief system. It had something to do with their spirituality. They believed in one spirit, one supreme spirit. God is a spirit, and those that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. And the Most High God will bless thee, and thy children will be righteous, a righteous generation, and a holy seed. You have to be careful. Some of these people carry DNA and stuff that will cause you to be so frustrated. Some of these men and women will cause your offspring that come from you or you have nurtured from them to make you frustrated because you know what is right and they will not do what is right. And that's what God expects even out of the seed of Jacob, a righteous seed. We're not just talking about your Esau. That's not what he was talking about. A righteous seed, righteous people, people that would accept him, even the Most High, to know and understand him as he is and who he is. Not trying to add to or take away like the heathen have. No. A righteous generation and a holy seed. See, this is why all of Jacob is not going to be saved. All Israel, all of, I don't care how much you call yourself a Shemite. That doesn't matter. God is not mocked. You're the one. So whatsoever you sow, you will reap. Verse 4. And then Jacob spake to Rebekah his mother and said unto her, Behold, mother, I am 9 weeks of years old, and I neither know of have touched any woman. I mean, look how old he is. 9 weeks of years. How many is 9 weeks of years? And I know and have not touched any woman, nor have I betrothed myself to any, nor even think of taking me a wife of the daughters of Canaan. Sometimes some of us wish we had a mother and fathers like that would just guide us in the way of the Most High. It doesn't matter about what monies we have or whether, see, a lot of times many of us, our culture system is that of Westerners. You will not beat them at their own game. Your culture system is of Westerners. You can curtail yours to compete with them, your industrial systems and all that, and also even in your personal life. They have the nice fine cars, the nice things, but you can also have these things where you can live even with the income that they call themselves mocking you with through the corporations and everything. You can still live like a king. See, as one man put it, he says, the rich dress poor and the poor dress rich and always broke. Come on here. Yes. Get it in your mind. Look at your ancestors, how they lived, how they prepared food, you don't have to do exactly like them, but you can find ways. And stop feeding your children all the sugar and sweets and spices and everything else. Giving them what they want because they cry. No, it don't work like that. You're going to regret it in the end. He said, for I remember, mother, the words of Abram, our father. He's talking about his grandfather. For he commanded me not to take a wife of the daughters of Canaan. Because they're going to come back and destroy them anyway. They're going to do that. And from the seed of my father's house and from my kindred. Yeah. Verse 6. I have heard before that daughters have been born to Laban thy brother, and I have set my heart on them to take a wife from amongst them. See, this is not written in the 33 books. This is detail here. Now, as for this reason, I have guarded myself in my spirit. He's been praying. That's what he's been doing. Against sinning. He said, why? Thy word have I hid in my heart that I might not sin against thee. That's what he did. He hid the words of his father, which was the words of the Most High, which he told him about righteousness and the commandments, statutes, judgments, and ordinances of the Most High. for being corrupted in all my ways throughout all the days of my life. For with regard to lust and fornication, Abraham my father gave me many commands. Watch out, here we go. And despite all that he hath commanded me, these 22 years my brother have striven with me and spoken. 22 years. 22 years his brother was ashamed. There was no repentance for what he did. He despised God. Jacob was not a supplanter, as the devil will have you think. These people all wise and it's a demon talking to you. Doctrine of devils. You won't even know the scripture. You need to go back to your seminary or somewhere in your bedroom and read another book. Now, and spoken frequently to me and said, my brother, take to wife a sister of my 2 wives. Now, see, he's trying to get his own brother to sin like he do. You got some family that'll do that to you. They can be thieves and try to suck you into being a thief like them. So they can feel satisfied. You know, misery loves company. Yes. But I refuse to do as he hath done. Why? Because he knows who the Most High is. I swear before thee, mother. Now, that's his mother, the one who nurtured him, his first teacher. All that the days of my life I will not take me a wife from the daughters of the seed of Canaan, and I will not act wickedly as my brother has done. Now, you know, Isaac, he loved him some Esau. But I believe Isaac figured it out later on. Fear not, mother, be assured that I shall do thy will and walk in uprightness and not corrupt in my ways forever. And thereupon she lifted up her face to heaven and extended the fingers of her hands and opened her mouth and blessed the Most High who had created heaven and the earth. And she gave him thanks and praise. Yes. And she said, blessed be the I am God, and he may his holy name be blessed forever and ever, who have given me a Jacob, as a pure son, a holy seed. For he is thine, and thine shall his seed be continually and throughout all the generations forevermore. So you see, we have been bamboozled about marriage. See, you think the man is in control in all this, but every man and woman knows their place in that marriage. You won't marry a man that you can't respect, and a man is not going to remarry a woman that can't respect him, nor one that's not agreeable with him, nor one that really doesn't look at him as someone that can lead her. He's not going to do that unless he's a fool. All he wants is a body, other than that. But other than that, women, marry a man you can respect. You don't have to get the thug out. If you respect Third in the Street, then you respect the devil. You respect evil. You're not right. You wear these tight dresses and all these things to lure the man, and then you lure the wrong man. And then you wonder why you builds up, and every time you lure the same man. And you wonder why. Look at how you dress. Look at how you act. You want to be a hood rat, but yet you want to be a darling housewife. It ain't going to work like that. Sorry. And that's in every culture. They do this. Now, bless him, O I am, and place in my mouth the blessing of righteousness, that I might bless him. And that hour when the spirit of righteousness descended into her mouth, she placed both her hands on the head of Jacob. His mother blessed him and said, blessed be thou art the I am of righteousness and the God of ages. And he may bless thee beyond all generations of men. And he may give thee, my son, the path of righteousness, and reveal righteousness to thy seed. And he may make thy sons many during thy life, and they may arise according to the number of months and years, and they may have sons and become many and beyond the stars of heaven, and their numbers be more than the sands of the sea, just as God promised. Yes, she's only quoting God. That's it. Her prayer is quoting what God had promised Abram anyway. And I'm sure he told it to them, even his daughter here, Rebecca. He taught her. And with that, we're going to stop right here and we're going to say, peace.